Let's begin with the most important parts of speech and the most dicey of all, verbs. In order to understand verbs, you need to be ready to stretch and stress your nerves. Verbs behave as representatives of tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense, and many subparts of them. They are also categorized under main verbs, auxiliary verbs. Further, they are categorized under action verbs, linking verbs, transitive verbs, and intransitive verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also further categorized under primary auxiliary verbs, modals, and semi-modals. We'll be taking all these concepts one by one. Let's begin with the basic definition of verbs. A verb is a word used to express an action or state. Till now we have been learning that verbs, or this notion prevails that all action words are verbs. For example, playing, sit, sleep, jump, all these are actions. But there are verbs which also express the state. Verbs also represent a state of being of something. For example, she is beautiful. Here, the verb is giving us the information about the state of her. How is she? She is beautiful. So let's analyze a few sentences and see how we can distinguish between action and state verbs. The girl wrote a letter to her cousin. So here the verb is wrote. Wrote is behaving as a wrote is behaving as an action verb. Kolkata is a big city. Is telling us about the state of Kolkata. He ate all the oranges. Action verb. Iron and copper are useful metals. Are. The poor girl cried bitterly. I am a scholar. Jane is beautiful and smart. Temple was full of devotees. The infinitive is the base form of a verb. Let's see a few examples of infinitives. To eat, to sleep, to be, to run, etc. What are infinitives? They are nothing but to plus a verb in its base form. Okay. To be forms of a verb are is, am, are, was, were, be, been, being. You need to cram these, or rather understand to an extent that you do not forget them. Infinitive is one of the three verbals which we'll be discussing in the videos ahead. Verbals I'll be discussing in two different videos. Infinitives will be discussed in the video which comprises of infinitive and transitive verbs and infinitive, and another video has been prepared for gerunds and participles. We'll be taking care of different kinds of errors like split infinitive error, which is very often done. As of now, you just need to know that infinitives is based on a verb and therefore expresses action or a state of being. An infinitive is easy to locate because of the to plus verb form. Deciding what function it has in a sentence can sometimes be confusing. However, the infinitive may function as a subject, direct object, subject, complement, adjective, or adverb in a sentence. We will study these aspects in detail in the next video on infinitives. As of now, let's take an overview of verbs. Verbs may act as helping verb or main verb. Let's see a couple of sentences. You'll be able to analyze them better. Sita is dancing. So here is dancing. So dancing is the main verb and Sita is the helping verb. The ball was kicked by Tom. Was is the helping verb and kicked is the main verb. She is Sita. Here is behaving as the main verb because there is no action verb here. Is comes out and takes the place of a main verb. There are great players are main verb. He was handsome, again a main verb. You were very kind, again a main verb. Now what you need to note is that when a to be form of verb acts as a main verb, it is called a linking verb or a copulative, and the word following it is called the complement. I'll be discussing this concept in a number of videos just to keep reminding you of this concept. So note, when to be and its forms act as main verbs, they are called linking verbs and they express the state but not the action. Linking verbs are followed either by an adjective or by a noun. This adjective or noun is called the complement of the linking verb as stated above. So in the above sentences which we analyzed, you can see that whenever is, am, are is acting as the main verb, it is giving us the information about the state. He was handsome, so handsome is acting as the complement and behaving as adjective, because complements can only be noun or adjectives. They are great players. I will discuss these two because these two have an additional rule to it. She is Sita. So is again the main verb, hence a linking verb. So Sita is noun. There is another rule attached to these two sentences. Let's see what are these two rules. Adjectives coming before nouns can be ignored. Adjectives coming before nouns can be ignored. Let's see the sentence. They are great players. Are is the linking verb. So great, according to the stiff definition, should be adjective or noun. But great is modifying players. So players is actually the word which is following are, and it is the complement. So this is wrong. So players is noun here, and great, which is modifying players, would be the adjective. We can write this same sentence. This would give you a clearer picture. Here players is the noun and great is being used to modify or give us more information about players. What kind of players? Great players. So great is the adjective here. So adjectives coming before nouns can be ignored to understand the complement better. Similarly, adverbs coming before adjectives or verbs can be ignored. You were very kind. So you can see kind is adjective and very is qualifying kind. So that is adverb. Which can be ignored. You were kind. So in this case, so very is an adverb. Hope you got this point. This is one of the important rules which generally confuses people. We'll be discussing more features and characteristics of verb in upcoming videos. do watch the video on transitive, intransitive and infinitives. Thank you very much.